Welcome. It's time to discuss Bitcoin and altcoins. Things are nearly ready for the next major trending moves. And so I don't want people to get caught up on small moves that are kind of missing the bigger picture. So wanting to refer back to a video I made nearly 2 months ago. Expecting we would see final flushes. So the video I made was called Crypto is on the verge of a massive run, but first the final shakeout is likely coming. And so in that video, I covered a few altcoins, which I want to now update and talk about how they're looking. And by the way, they're looking really good. And it's essentially go time with the majority of these that have set up how I anticipated, opposed to HBAR, which didn't quite come down as much as I'd like it to, but the others did. So we're going to cover those altcoins that have set up really nicely right now, and kind of zoom out a bit so you guys can get a better perspective and not get caught up on these just little up and down moves when we're just in a sideways range. And not to mention, Bitcoin just tested the daily 200 EMA with bullish divergence. So it's not time to be flipping ultra bearish when we have such amazing setups, which I'm going to cover in this video. Want to give a quick shout out to my affiliate exchanges first. So Bybit Exchange, if you want to trade crypto, Bybit is one of the biggest and best to do it on. So check out my affiliate link for Bybit in the description, or BingX. Also, this one's doing really well. A lot of people have started using BingX and really liking it. The cool thing about them is that they do have a variety of markets. So it's not just crypto. There's Forex, commodities, and indices as well. So check out BingX if you like a variety of markets and good competitive trading fees on both of these exchanges. So check those links out in my description if you're interested. Now, let's talk Bitcoin and altcoins. In this video, what I talked about with these final flushes down, what it's looking like. So this was what I drew in that video on Litecoin, expecting that final flush. And then this was Filecoin, expecting the final flush down. And we're about to look at the charts and just see how exactly these played out as anticipated. But it's not time to get scared now. Now that we have this setup that has played out, the plan has played out. It's time to act on that plan that was formulated a while back. And here's CRV with that final flush for new all-time lows there. And let's get into the charts here. First thing I wanted to say was, again, so Bitcoin, not time to be ultra bearish, considering especially how our altcoins are currently set up. We'll get into those in a sec. But we have the daily bullish divergence formed on RSI here as we retest that 200-day exponential moving average. So this is normally a pretty good time to be getting in, looking for a major trend continuation move, and the risk to reward ratio is so good. So if we take a look at this next trend continuation move, let's say we're targeting 90K, which is a solid target for a next trend continuation move, the risk to reward ratio is just so incredibly good. And it's not about being right all the time. So let's say this got stopped out. That's just part of trading. You get stopped out when you're a trader. That's just how it works. It's just about positioning yourself in a way that you can take advantage of these major moves with a good risk to reward ratio. You lose half the time and it doesn't matter, because using a positive risk to reward ratio over a series of many trades, even if you're right 40% of the time, you lose 60% of the time, you still come out ahead. So it's not about being right. I never know what's going to happen, but the setup is there and it's looking good. So I don't see why this is super bearish, and what that sentiment is kind of echoing across social media and the public right now is quite a bit of bearish sentiment. So I'm just not seeing it. Now let's look at Litecoin. Remember that chart that I posted with that final flush down before getting into our next major trending move? So we came down, we got that final push, sweeping the lows over here. And essentially the next expectation is to see a major trend continuation move out of here. So looking for this to really head up. So I wouldn't be too worried about just little pushes down here when we're talking about major moves to the upside for full trend continuations. It's just not that big of a concern unless you're getting too greedy and over leveraged, which you should not be doing. Manage your risk properly, and it's not going to be such a big deal just to see a little chop around at the bottom. Of course, we're going to get that. That's how the market always behaves. You're not just going to have it run up in a straight line exactly where you want it to, but getting positioned in a good way and then being patient is the way to go. So let's take a look at CRV. We also got that final flush to the downside there, which now looking for that major run to the upside. This is looking great. There's no reason to be super terrified with any of these. And let's take a look at Filecoin, also shown in that video. Final flush down, we swept this low here and this low here, which were outlined in that video, and now we're at a fantastic place to be interested in getting in for that next major trending move. Who cares if it drops a little bit, goes sideways for a while? We're not talking about just intraday scalping. This is big major swings. This is where you make the money, is holding and being patient here. So don't get too crazy on leverage. Just buy spot and hold on, buying at a discount and looking for that next major move. And then ARB is one that took out its lows right down here in a similar fashion, where we're building up a daily bullish divergence here, and it's looking fantastic. Also looking for that next major trending move to the upside, not worried about a little bit of chop at the bottom here whatsoever. Now HBAR is one that I have talked about in my Discord group, but I just am not ready to get in on this yet because we just didn't come down low enough. I'd like to see it get down into this range here around in the 50s, not the 70s. So it's just not, it might not set up, it might not get there. So it is what it is. Filecoin, Filecoin, ARB, CRV, Litecoin, all set up nicely, getting to their zones of interest, and just looking for those next major trending moves, which I made this video about. So when you make a plan far ahead of time, it gets to the place that you're looking for. It's time to act on that, and not be scared when it finally, what you expected to happen happens. So that's it for this video pretty much. Really just bullish right now, expecting that we're very near to these next major trending moves. I don't see why people are getting super scared. The plan is playing out so far, and going to expect those major trend continuations in the near future. So stay bullish out there, and let's not get too bearish when things are still looking great. So that's it. Have a great day, guys. Thanks for watching. Make sure to check out my affiliate links if you need an exchange, BingX, Bybit. I also have a Discord group. You can message me on Twitter if you want to get added there. It's free to join. I also have a Patreon if you want some exclusive Trade Pro indicators and trading scripts for automated back testing. But that's all the plugs. Thanks for watching.